Catherine says, how are you working with Nick Brown to join lawsuits focused on rehiring federal employees? Catherine says, I am one of the many HHS employees fired on Tuesday, and these firings are hurting our state and our constituents.
Well, first of all, I'm very sorry. And the way the president has treated federal workers over and above the damage that it's doing to our economy, it is simply cruel and wrong. People are showing up at work, and if their passcode doesn't work, that means they're fired. They're not getting any notice. They're not being treated with any respect. It is just the wrong way to treat human beings, no matter what. So I apologize on behalf of the federal government that for all of the workers that have had to go through this. And also, I want to point out the federal workforce is one of the backbones of this country that never gets the respect that it deserves. Federal workers at the Social Security Administration, at the Veterans Administration, at doing research, at HHS. All across the board, we have an incredibly talented workforce that is making a difference. And I've made this point before, but I'll keep making it. Our federal workforce has not grown in size at all over the course of the last 40 years. And I'm not talking about as adjusted for inflation or population growth. It has been flat. This idea that we have this huge bloated bureaucracy with workers not doing anything is simply wrong. We have kept our federal workforce pretty lean and pretty mean because it hasn't grown in 40 years. And they've been providing incredible services to the American people. To answer your question specifically, my office is in pretty much constant contact with Nick Brown's office. I've spoken with him several times since this has happened. We are coordinating those lawsuits. And as I've also mentioned, the next big step is enforcing the court rulings. We've gotten a ton of court rulings saying you have to hire back these workers. Some of them have been hired back, but a lot of them haven't. We must push to make sure those court rulings are enforced. So we're in close contact with Nick. I think Nick has been doing a really good job of coordinating with the other attorney generals across the country who are facing these same situations. Federal workers have rights. Those rights have been violated. We need to work with our attorney generals as well as any private law firms as well to uphold those rights. So I'm working closely with Nick. We're trying to get those things enforced and to get workers back their jobs and to make sure that the contracts that they have are honored. It is a horrible, horrible situation. It's certainly, it's impacting both the individual employees who are being treated horribly, but is also impacting our constituents who rely upon those federal employees for the services that they provide.